Intelligence is supposed to solve problems, and money problems seem simple. Earn more, spend less, invest the difference. So logically, smart people should become wealthy faster than anyone else. But reality tells a different story. Some of the most intelligent people struggle financially for decades. They understand complex theories. They solve difficult problems. They can analyze data faster than most people. Yet somehow, money still slips through their hands. Meanwhile, people with average intelligence sometimes build enormous wealth, not because they are lucky and not because they are smarter, but because they understand something that many intelligent people overlook. Money is not only about intelligence, it is about behavior. It is about psychology. It is about the decisions you repeat every single day. And sometimes intelligence itself becomes the obstacle, because the same traits that make people intellectually powerful can quietly sabotage their financial lives. To understand why smart people stay broke, you first need to understand how intelligence can become a financial trap. Smart people are trained to analyze, they question assumptions, they explore possibilities, they consider multiple outcomes, and in many fields that ability is incredibly valuable. Scientists need it, engineers need it, researchers depend on it. But money does not always reward perfect analysis. Money often rewards action. In the financial world, waiting for perfect certainty can be expensive, because opportunities rarely look perfect in the beginning. Investments look risky, businesses look uncertain, new ideas look unproven, and smart people see every possible way something could fail. They calculate the downside, they analyze the risk, they study the data, and they wait. They wait for better information, they wait for clearer signals, they wait for the perfect moment. But the perfect moment almost never arrives. Meanwhile, someone else acts. Someone with less information, less analysis, less hesitation. That person starts the business. That person buys the asset. That person takes the risk. And over time, small, imperfect decisions compound into massive advantages. The intelligent observer stays on the sidelines, watching, studying, thinking. Years later, they can explain exactly why the opportunity worked. They can analyze every detail. But analysis after the fact does not build wealth. Action does. Intelligence without execution becomes observation, and observation rarely pays. Another reason smart people struggle with money is perfectionism. High intelligence often comes with high standards. Smart people want things done correctly. They want the best strategy, the optimal system, the most efficient plan. And that sounds like a good thing, until perfection becomes a barrier to progress. Because wealth rarely grows from perfect decisions. It grows from consistent decisions. Successful investors make mistakes. Entrepreneurs make mistakes. Even billion-dollar companies make mistakes, but they move forward anyway. They adjust, they adapt, they improve over time. Perfectionists struggle with that process. They want certainty before they begin. They want the perfect plan before taking the first step. They want the perfect idea before starting a business, the perfect investment before putting money into the market, the perfect strategy before building something new. But perfection is expensive, because while someone searches for the perfect opportunity, another person starts building momentum. Momentum compounds, experience compounds, learning compounds, even mistakes compound into valuable knowledge. But waiting compounds nothing. Years pass, the perfect moment never appears, and financial progress remains stuck at zero. In the long run, imperfect action often beats perfect planning. Smart people often perform well in school. They earn good grades. They receive recognition. They follow structured systems successfully. And those strengths often lead to high-paying jobs. Doctors, engineers, consultants, researchers, lawyers. These careers require intelligence. They also provide respectable incomes. But high income does not automatically create wealth. In fact, it can create a hidden trap. Because when someone earns a comfortable salary, the pressure to build assets disappears. The bills are paid. The lifestyle improves. The paycheck arrives every month. Everything feels stable. So the focus shifts from ownership to maintenance. Maintaining the career, maintaining the lifestyle, maintaining the reputation. But wealth rarely comes from maintenance. Wealth comes from ownership. Ownership of businesses, ownership of assets, ownership of systems that produce value without constant labor. Employees trade time for money. Owners build systems that produce money. Both paths can produce income, but only one path creates leverage, and leverage is what multiplies wealth. Many intelligent professionals become trapped in a cycle of high income but limited leverage. They work harder, they earn more, they upgrade their lifestyle, but the fundamental equation stays the same. Time in exchange for money, which means income stops when time stops. Even very high salaries cannot escape that limitation. Because time has a ceiling. There are only 24 hours in a day, and once those hours are sold, there is nothing left to scale. If intelligence alone created wealth, universities would produce millions of millionaires every year. But wealth follows a different set of rules. Rules that are often behavioral rather than intellectual. Wealth rewards patience. Wealth rewards consistency. Wealth rewards long-term thinking. Wealth rewards ownership. None of these require extreme intelligence. They require discipline. They require clarity. And they require the ability to act even when outcomes are uncertain. Many wealthy people are not financial geniuses. They simply follow a few powerful principles. They spend less than they earn. They invest consistently. They build or buy assets. They allow time to compound their efforts. Over decades, those behaviors create extraordinary outcomes. Meanwhile, someone else might possess incredible intelligence, but never translate that intelligence into financial systems. They analyze, they study, they plan, but they never build the engine that produces wealth, because wealth is rarely the result of one brilliant decision. It is the result of thousands of small decisions repeated over time. Buy assets, avoid unnecessary debt, invest consistently, protect time, build leverage, simple ideas, repeated for decades. In the end, the difference between people who stay broke and people who build wealth is rarely intelligence. It is behavior, because intelligence can help you understand money, but behavior determines whether money stays with you. And the people who win financially are not always the smartest people in the room. They are the people who understand one simple truth. Wealth is not a theory, it is a system, and systems reward action, not just intelligence.